Welcome back to the channel. This is Bella, and you're watching Trending Now USA. I'm glad you're here because today's developing story is already sending shockwaves through the tennis world. Elena Rybakina, the calm, calculated, and famously private Wimbledon champion, is suddenly in the center of a controversy. A leaked report, allegedly tied to her coaching team, claims to reveal her secret and highly engineered strategy against none other than current American superstar Coco Gauff. And if true, this changes the entire narrative going into their next match. As fans know, tennis rivalries aren't just about power, they're psychology, patterns, conditioning, and tactical engineering. But this time, the situation appears far more layered. According to insiders near the coaching camp, Rybakina has been studying Coco Gauff for months, not in the usual match film review way, but in a detailed breakdown that experts describe as behavioral pattern analysis. That alone has everyone talking, especially because Coco Gauff is known as one of the most adaptive players on tour. So if Rybakina really found patterns others didn't, it suggests this is not just another match, it's chess disguised as tennis. But before we go deeper into what was leaked, let's talk about where this sudden intensity comes from. Many analysts believe Elena Rybakina has unfinished business. She has been quiet, focused, and far less public than many of her rivals. Unlike Coco, who has a massive media presence, sponsorship backing, and a growing global fan base, Rybakina works almost entirely underground, which is part of her mystique. Fans are now asking, had she been preparing for Coco specifically? Because if so, this rivalry isn't starting today. It's been quietly brewing. The leaked document, reportedly compiled over months of match analysis, allegedly identifies weaknesses, psychological triggers, response delays, and court pattern tendencies in Coco Gauff's game. The report suggests Rybakina's team found specific moments where Gauff hesitates, especially during extended baseline exchanges and when forced to switch rhythms mid-rally. We've seen glimpses of that in matches, but no one ever suggested someone studied it this deeply, until now. According to this leak, one of Rybakina's main tactical pillars focuses on neutralizing Coco's speed, not by chasing it, but by slowing down the game rhythmically and sometimes unpredictably. Instead of matching Coco's explosiveness, Rybakina reportedly plans to make her uncomfortable through controlled pace changes. This is fascinating because most opponents try to rush Coco or overpower her. But Rybakina's style is already a precision-based system. If this leak is real, she is not adapting to Coco, she is dismantling Coco's system entirely. Another key piece of the document highlights something extremely surprising: emotional pacing. The report claims Rybakina's coaches charted how Coco reacts emotionally to errors, winning streaks, long rallies, and unexpected court changes. Coco is known for her fierce competitive spirit, never backing down, always locked in. But according to the leak, Rybakina's team believes there are hidden emotional rhythms they can disrupt to shift momentum. The idea isn't to break Coco's focus, but to constantly disrupt the moment before she reaches maximum rhythm. Very few players have ever tried that strategy publicly. If this is true, Rybakina is going after one of Coco's greatest strengths, momentum control. And it doesn't stop there. Another section of the report allegedly focuses on serving patterns. Coco's serve has evolved dramatically over the last year. Power, accuracy, technique, everything improved. But the leak claims Rybakina's team identified multiple predictable sequences in Coco's serve under pressure. Not in warm-ups. Not in early points. Only during critical points, like break points, tiebreaks, or late-set clutch moments. That distinction matters because top-level tennis often comes down to 2 or 3 key moments in a match. According to the leak, Rybakina will not attempt high-risk returns early. Instead, she plans to wait for those pressure sequences, then attack with laser-targeted aggression. It's not about returning everything, it's about returning the right ball at the right moment. If accurate, this strategy could be devastating because Coco's opponents usually apply pressure early. Rybakina may be playing the long game, waiting for emotional weight to shift before striking. But perhaps the most shocking part of the leaked analysis is something experts are calling the pattern trap. The report claims Coco Gauff unknowingly repeats strategic tendencies after losing key points. According to the document, she has 3 primary reset patterns, but the leak claims Rybakina has studied them so deeply that she already knows how to counter them. If this is true, and Rybakina anticipates Coco's resets before they happen, the psychological advantage becomes enormous. This revelation sparked an immediate reaction online. Fans are split. Some say this is just professional preparation, while others claim it feels like military-style scouting. But in modern tennis, advanced analysis is becoming normal. What shocks people isn't that Rybakina studied Coco, it's how deeply she reportedly studied her. Social media exploded with comments from fans suggesting this rivalry could define the next era of women's tennis. Coco represents youth, athletic dominance, growth, and momentum. Rybakina represents precision, controlled strategy, and ice-cold composure. One represents speed and energy, the other represents calculation and silence. Their personalities are complete opposites, yet in competition, they may be perfect rivals. And now, with these leaked insights circulating, the pressure is building, not just on Coco Gauff, but also on Elena Rybakina herself. Because now everyone knows the strategy exists. The question becomes, will it work? And will Coco adjust before stepping onto the court? Insiders say Coco's camp has already seen the reports circulating online. Some claim she laughed it off. Others say she is already in closed-door training, reviewing her patterns and preparing counter-tactics. Coco is not the type to panic, she's the type to respond. And the bigger the challenge, the harder she fights. Coaches and analysts are now predicting their match could be one of the most intense tactical battles of the season. Not just a contest of power or consistency, but a direct intelligence duel. Every serve, every return, every transition shot could carry a hidden layer of strategy. Tennis historians are already comparing this developing rivalry to legendary matchups like Serena versus Sharapova, Graf versus Seles, or even Federer versus Djokovic, where psychological warfare, preparation, and evolution shaped careers and legacies. So, what happens now? The tennis world waits. Fans wait. Analysts run predictions hour by hour. And both camps stay silent. There is one final rumor tied to the leak that is drawing massive attention. Allegedly, Rybakina's team believes there is one single turning point moment where the entire match could shift, what they call the momentum breakpoint. According to the document, this is the exact point where Coco's emotional intensity and tactical aggression peak simultaneously. If Rybakina survives that moment, the strategy suggests Coco will struggle to rebuild the wave. If she doesn't survive, the match could swing violently in Coco's favor. This psychological framing almost turns the match into a battlefield timeline, where everything is time-based, rhythm-based, and reaction-based. Some fans love it. Some say it feels too calculated. But everyone agrees, this rivalry just became more personal, more layered, and more unpredictable than anyone expected. As anticipation builds worldwide, one thing is certain. This isn't just tennis anymore. It's strategy, psychology, rivalry, and evolution. It's two forces meeting. One rising, one preparing, and neither willing to step back. Whether this leak is fully accurate or exaggerated, it has already done something powerful. It changed the narrative. Now the world isn't just waiting for a match. They're waiting for a clash of systems. Coco versus Rybakina is no longer just a match. It's a story. A test. A moment where preparation meets pressure and instinct meets intelligence. And when these two step onto the court, the world will watch every serve, every swing, every reaction. Because now, everyone wants to know, was the strategy real? Will it work? And who will walk away with the momentum, the victory, and the storyline of the season? Whatever happens, the tennis world will remember this moment. This is Bella, and you're watching Trending Now USA.